Hello everybody, how nice to have you here. This video is going to be rather on the silly side. Now, I'm sure that at least a few of you have seen the classic cartoon series Tom and Jerry, which was created in 1940. Despite its jarring amount of comic violence, I personally enjoy the show for its wonderful swing soundtrack, lively color palette, and interior design. In particular, this fabulous cat's apartment. The things I would do to live there. Anyway, one thing that you probably wouldn't think of when thinking about Tom and Jerry is fashion. However, on occasion, the show featured some glamorous lady cat characters who, when they were dressed, wore some very cute outfits. And in this video, I am going to try to recreate 3 of these outfits, just for fun. Here goes! My goal for this challenge is to only use items that I already have. Less for creativity, but rather because I am, how do I put this nicely, a little short on money. Luckily, when it comes to outfit number 1, I have a very similar sweater and shorts in my wardrobe. Here are the garments in question. The sweater is true vintage and the shorts are a modern second-hand piece. They aren't identical to the cat's outfit, but I think they look quite close. Unlike the cat, I have long hair, so I had to take a creative liberty. Since Smitten Kitten was released in 1952, I styled my hair in a simple brush out with a side part, which was very popular during that era. In the cartoon, the cat also wears red lipstick and purple eyeshadow, which I of course had to recreate. And here we are. I present you my edition of outfit number 1, the glamorous backyard cat of 1952. The second outfit is a most glamorous yellow 2-piece playset. Unfortunately, I don't own anything like it, but that's about to change. I have a sewing machine and some leftover yellow fabric. The only problem is that I have 2, and I don't know which one to choose. The first fabric is a very wrinkly cotton in gorgeous butter yellow. It's a bit thin, but easy to work with. The second fabric is on the thicker side with a bit of stretch. It's very smooth and a more vibrant yellow. Here they are side by side. Honestly, I wish that you could help me pick the fabric, but alas, I am from the past, and by the time you're watching this video, I'll already have made this outfit. I eventually ended up choosing the thicker fabric, as for one thing it had a brighter Technicolor look, but mostly because there was a larger amount of it. Truthfully, when I started placing the pattern pieces onto the fabric, I feared that neither of the fabrics were big enough to make this outfit. But after a lot of thoughtful reshuffling, I managed to work it out. For the shorts, I used View B of Simplicity 8932, and the top was an extremely modified version of Simplicity 8654, View A. As you can see, I didn't really fuss about grain lines or anything like that. I had such a small amount of fabric that I had to take advantage of every bit of space, no matter what direction the pattern was facing. Once all the pieces had been cut out, I started on the shirt. Since I wasn't very happy with the fit of Simplicity 8654, I heavily modified the front section of the top by drafting a completely new pattern piece. Although this was a huge risk, I thought it looked alright. Now, the pattern instructions ask you to line the top using the same fabric, but as you know, I didn't have enough, so instead I used the leftover yellow cotton from earlier. I was happy I got to use some of it after all. Then it was onto the sleeves. Since the glamorous beach cat is sporting puff sleeves, I added more fabric to accommodate. And here is the finished top. I added a little hook and eye closure to the neckline because it was a bit too low for my taste. I have to say that the sleeves could be puffier, but that's alright. Next up, the shorts. This was pretty straightforward, for I simply just followed the pattern. I did have a slightly frustrating moment where I didn't have enough fabric for the waistband, so I spent some time painstakingly making an extension, only for it to be far too long. Cutting off that extra fabric broke my heart. I completely forgot to film any more sewing, so here are the finished buttons on my shorts. I think they turned out really well. Additional details of this look were the snappy pair of sunglasses, red nails, Coca-Cola that definitely is not just tea, and strappy wedge sandals, which, as you're about to see, I completely forgot to wear in the final outfit video. Presenting my edition of outfit number 2, the glamorous beach cat of 1947. And who could forget another important prop? A hot dog. Next up, we have this outfit. Just kidding, that cat is naked. The third and final look I'll be trying to recreate is a cute and stylish cowgirl ensemble. Unlike the previous two outfits, which were pretty much just two garments, this one is made up of a bunch of different parts, which is a little bit more tricky. To put this look together, I first went on a little scavenger hunt, so I could see what I was working with. Starting from the top of the outfit, I needed a hat. A black cowboy hat to be precise. Unfortunately, I only have a white one. However, my brother owns a black stockman's hat, which I thought would do very nicely. Next up was the cute purple bandana the cat wears around her neck. The closest thing I had was a pillowcase, which absolutely wouldn't do. I happened to find a purple scarf in my local op shop a few days ago, and unfortunately failed my no buying anything goal. The scarf was huge, so I had to cut it, which was scary. Don't worry, I'm planning to sew it all back together after I finish filming. Well, that was absolutely terrifying. Now, apart from an open vest, the cat isn't wearing a shirt. And because I don't want to break YouTube's community guidelines, I'm going to have to make a few adjustments. I chose a white blouse to wear underneath the vest, which, might I add, didn't exist yet. I decided to make this vest from scratch, out of a terrible half-finished skirt I made many years ago. Thanks to my awful time management skills, I had exactly one afternoon to sort out a pattern, cut out the fabric, and sew everything together. I had to do without the line detailing on the vest because I didn't have the right materials. On to the trousers. I found a pair of beige jodhpurs in the same pile I found the skirt that is now a vest. I was over the moon to have found something even remotely similar to the original, until I realized that they were far too big at the waist, which in hindsight is probably why they were in that pile in the first place. Ah well, Nothing that a bit of crude alteration and the addition of a belt can't solve. Last of all, I had to find a pair of gloves and boots. For the gloves, I chose a plain brown leather pair. The shoes weren't so easy. All my riding boots look too English. My sister has the cutest cowboy boots, but she's 11 and they're tiny. So I once again ended up stealing from my brother, who owns the most marvelous vintage riding boots. One of the zippers is broken, but it's not too noticeable. Now that all the outfit pieces have been collected, it's time to get ready. Because this was a Western-inspired look, I chose to style my hair in 2 braids. A little adjustment of the scarf, bandana, and the look is complete. I present outfit number 3, the glamorous cowgirl cat of 1950. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me on this silly little shenanigan. I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed making this video. I hope I see you next time. Bye for now.